Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. I'm hoping you're all having a great weekend, and I think everyone in the crypto space is. I mean, look at this, Bitcoin at 49,000. Of course, this is not something that we're going to discuss in this video. There are plenty of videos out there that are discussing the markets. We are going to take a look at the farms, of course. If you're ready for your weekly update on my farms, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. And if you like, post a comment and say hi. Now, before I jump into my current farms, I do want to talk about Qi Dao. You know, I like the Qi Dao project. I did a specific video on this. It'll pop up in the top right corner right now. In the past few weeks, I think the price has been steadily declining. It dropped just below 40 cents. So I'm really happy to see that now that the market is moving up, that the Qi Dao token is moving up as well. This shows that there is real value in the project, that people also see this value, and that it's not just a farm token. Just to have a good feel of how things are going, I kept tracking the Matic Qi liquidity pool. I think at the lowest point that I recorded, it was 4.2 million. Right now it's all the way back up to 5.3 million, so it's good to see that even though that the APR is dropping, the total value locked is still increasing. Again, this underlies that there is at least some faith in the project and that people are willing to stake and put a significant amount in the Qi token. As you can see, I'm currently not actively farming any Qi tokens. However, I did hold on to my Qi tokens and I put them in the booster and I locked them up until November the 8th. And if things keep going up, of course, I will lock them up for another month. Good, then it's time to jump in my degen farms. My number one degen farm right now is, of course, YieldWolf. We finished up the Delirium layer and we're moving towards the Despair layer, as you can see here in the banner. It starts on October the 6th, so keep an eye on this. Right now, of course, there is no business to do anymore in the Delirium farm. As you can see, farms are set to off, pools are set to off, so you can still pull out the tokens that you had, but you can't put in any new tokens. The NFTs, however, are still available. They're only $10, so yeah, I just bought one. Just why not? I don't know if I'm going to play the game, which is the Madness Kingdom game, but yeah, if you do want to play that game, you can use these cards to boost your returns. Most likely, if they're going to continue with the same approach, there will be a pre-sale for the new token, so the Despair token. So everyone who farmed in this farm will probably get access to the pre-sale, and then you can use those pre-sale tokens to sell them just before launch. Usually people are willing to pay a little bit extra just to get into those very high yields in the first 24 hours. So yeah, that could be a strategy that you can apply. So yes, I'm very excited for this next layer. The first layer, I think the total value locked at its peak was 1.7 million, and with the Delirium layer it was over 5 million. So that's definitely impressive, and it means that a lot of people are looking forward to these new farms. However, this time I'm going to learn from my mistakes and I will stick to my 3-day rule. This means I will be compounding the native farm token for 3 days, and then I'll sell off those tokens and I'll continue to farm in the non-native farms. Anyway, follow these guys on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description of this video as well. I'll also put a tweet on my Twitter, of course, when I enter this farm, and just put 6th of October in your calendar. So you're probably wondering, what did I do with my liquidity? Well, basically, I just moved it all over to Protofi. I'm really happy with the deposit fee. It was 2% right now. It already dropped to 1.75%. I think that's the lowest in the Matic DeFi industry when it comes to degen farms. Most of them are 4% or some are even 5%, which I definitely don't like. So I'm very happy with this deposit fee. That's why I moved it over. When it comes to token value, if I'm not mistaken, it launched at $0.7, so it's still above that value. I do have to note that yesterday it was $1, so it has started to drop a little. When it comes to total value locked, it had a peak of 3.4 million, and today it also dropped a little bit. As you can see right now, I only locked up $255 worth of Proto USDC, which is of course a native pool. I'm going to pull these tokens just to be safe. I know it's not a lot of money. I sold most of the Proto tokens already, but I saw they had something interesting going on here in Fission. So if you farm the Nucleus tokens right here, so if you use one of these two farms, you're getting the ELEC token, and then you can put the ELEC token into this Fission protocol pool, which gives you a very nice return, and it returns you the Iron token, which is also a stable coin. So this way I had a nice loop going on. So first I get my Proton tokens in the non-native pools, which are tokens that I like to hold anyway. So it's USDC Matic, we got some Ethereum. So yeah, some stable coins, nothing wrong there. I then put these Proton tokens in the native pool, which is Proto USDC. This gives me then the ELEC tokens, and I can put those ELEC tokens in here for some Iron dividends. However, because I lost so much of my profits on the Delirium farm, I'm going to be a little bit more careful, and I'm going to pull my tokens, at least my native tokens. Of course, I'm going to leave in my non-native tokens because 166 APR, 150 APR, 150 APR on stablecoins, it's all very interesting. However, this one I'm probably going to change because the market is pumping, so yeah, why would I keep my tokens in stablecoins? When it comes to returns, in the past few days I had an average of $60 to $70. Right now it started to drop a little bit, but it's still very nice. So we got $30, $10, $7.5, and then I think we got $6 here. Yeah. Another one that I was thinking of getting into was Dragon. I tracked the TVL as well, and since yesterday there was a huge drop, I think of over 25%. Down to 2.9 million. This is still very good when it comes to TVL amount, but I don't like the fact that they ask 5% deposit fee, so yeah, that's too much for me. You can also see that the APR has already dropped, so especially in this case, 5% APR is just too much, it's too risky for me. Just to show you how important it is to keep an eye on those fees, if you would, for example, add my USDC to this liquidity pool on Collar, which is a polypop layer, right now you still have to pay 4%. At a 40% APR rate, it will take you about 30 days to earn back that 4%. So imagine locking up your capital for 1 month before you even start making some returns. That is why it's so important that you get into these farms very early, make back that 4%, secure that 4%, and then start making some money. Because some of my farms are slowing down, I'm starting to look at new possible farms. One of them that caught my eye on Rugdog was YieldWolf. YieldWolf is a yield automation tool, so it's not a real farm, but they do have their own token. So yeah, you can farm their own token, or you can farm a whole bunch of other tokens. Very important to know, it hasn't launched yet, so probably if you're trying to buy beta right now this Sunday, you're probably paying way too much because people want these very high returns and they're willing to pay a premium for it. So personally, I'm going to wait until tomorrow, see if the price drops a little bit, and then see what the APY is. And if it's still worth it, I might take a little bit of a gamble and buy, for example, Matic beta, leave it in here for 3 days, and then sell everything. Very important to note, this is APY, not APR. There are also withdrawal fees. On some of the farms you have 0% deposit fees, on others it's 2%, 4%, so it varies. Please keep an eye on this. It does seem to be that every single liquidity pool has 0.5% withdrawal fees. The only question, of course, is do you have any of these other tokens that only have a 0% deposit fee? The popular ones, for example, let's take a look at Link. You have to pay 3.8%, probably Matic 3.8, DAI 3.8, and so forth. Quick, you even have to pay 4%. And of course, the more popular a project is, the lower the APYs are. Anyway, I know some people hold tokens like Banana from ApeSwap or the Dino token from DinoSwap and so forth. So yeah, it might be worth taking a look at this tool. Personally, I'm interested to see how the APY drops tomorrow when it comes to the ETH Dino pair. The Dino farm has been around for quite some time. If you don't know what it is, click the video in the top right corner. It's a video about DinoSwap. Of course, the price has dropped significantly since then because it's a farm token. However, it did seem to stabilize around 30 cents. And yesterday it pumped up and got all the way back up to 0.42 cents. Good, let's move over to Arbitrum. On Arbitrum I was farming Parrot Defi. It seems like they're holding up their TVL nicely. However, for me personally, I was sad to see that the APR for wrapped ETH USDT has dropped below 100%, so I pulled my tokens from this platform. However, I do want to note that the TVL is still holding up nicely. Now, getting into new farms could be risky. For example, this one, the APR is very interesting. The deposit fee is 0, but non-native pools have 4% withdrawal fee. So it's not super clear, but yeah, it is in line with everything that we see on Matic. I'm used to having 4%. So when I looked at this farm a few days ago, the TVL was only 21,000. So this is already risky, but it's not that unusual when a farm still has to launch. So if you lock in your tokens, do keep in mind you're paying 4%. Now 2 days later, when the farm is launched, the total value locked has dropped to 12,000. So yeah, this launch is definitely a fail, sadly. You can still pull out your tokens, but then you have to keep in mind that you did pay 4%. In my case, I didn't lock up much, so it was just a small fee that I had to pay, but I'm not leaving my tokens in here anymore because yeah, I don't see this going anywhere. This brings me to my last farm, which is on Avalanche. I've been looking at Beefy.finance for quite some time. I like what they've been doing so far, and I've been tracking TVL for I think over a month now, and it has been growing very nicely. That's why I decided this week, at least at the beginning of this week, to put some tokens in here. I like the returns on Beefy AVAX. I like the Beefy platform. I've known it for a few months now, so I feel comfortable putting some tokens, putting some Beefy tokens and AVAX tokens together. For a very nice APY of 190%. Do keep in mind this is APY, this is not APR. So when you do your mouse over, you see that we have 100% APR on the vault and then 4% APR on trading. Also probably good to know, this is a auto compounding tool, so you don't have to harvest your tokens every day. This does it all for you automatically. In case you're wondering what else I'm doing next to farming, well, I really enjoy IDOs and launchpads. I recently joined G-Pool, so we're going to see next week on October the 6th. This will be the first pool that I'm entering, and we'll see how that goes. So if any of you are interested in a video about G-Pool, please let me know in a comment and I'll be sure to record the entire process. This for me also a first. I have never used this platform yet, so I'm really interested to see how well it all moves. Another platform that I've been using for months is of course Duckstarter. If you don't know what Duckstarter is, please click in the top right corner. There's a video on Duckstarter. They have been adding a lot of projects recently, so usually when the bull market is in full swing, you will see that a lot of projects are launching. When we're hitting a bearish trend, then you see the whole pool of projects drying up. So right now we have a whole bunch of projects coming up. Another thing that I'm taking a look at very carefully is NFTs. Right now I'm playing around on Solana. So this is Solana Art. This is a NFT platform. I bought one of the Degen apes early on, so I'm getting a nice return on this one, if of course I'm able to sell it. If I don't sell it, I don't have anything. Another one that I was looking at was Aurori. This NFT is not just an avatar project, it will actually be usable in the game that they're going to launch. As we all know, blockchain gaming and NFTs, they're both hot, so why not take a swing at the combination? And then of course we have blockchain gaming itself. I've been playing around with this one this week. I also been playing around with Axie Infinity, of course. I made a video about this one. I'm taking a look at this one right now. I don't know if it's going anywhere. It's very, very low cap right now. But I do think it has a few interesting elements in here. Again, if you want me to make a video about something like this, post a comment and I'll definitely look into it. Alright, that's it for this video. If you made it all the way to the end, I propose that we post a comment saying I love blockchain gaming, for example. This way I know how many people actually make it to the end. Either way, I appreciate everybody watching. The channel is already at 16,000. I really hope that we can hit that 20,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.